Welcome to Texas Basher RC. Got a new project today we're going to get started on here. Going to be building a rock crawling course or a crawling course for my mini crawler in the garage. So I forgot to film an intro, but here's what I got going. There's going to be a few videos long, but I'm going to do my best to keep it short and kind of fill you all in at the same time. Hope you like what I got going. So follow along. Let's get to it.
Alright, so I want to show some of the supplies I got here. I went kind of cheap, and I got these boards for, they're used for landscape boards, but that's what I'm going to use for my feet. Because like I say, I was trying to go cheap. Those are only like $5 or less than $5 each. And then I got some 2x4s. These are untreated because it's going to be in my garage. I don't care. Those are only $3.25, I think. Then I found some fence pickets in the discount bin that I'll probably use for the edges. And then I got me a piece of OSB, which is basically the cheapest plywood I could find. And that was, I think it was $14, but I got it outside already. I marked it. So here's my piece of plywood. So initially, I cut it right here because I was going to make it a 4 foot by 6 foot. But after driving my TRX4 around here for a minute on it, I kind of think that I want that extra couple feet. So luckily I got 2x4s. I was going to put a frame around it, so I'll be able to still use this. If anything, I'll put a little piece here to brace it. But so yeah, I got my plywood, got the 2x4s. My next step, I'm just going to frame it out around the edges. That way I have something to support my feet on the corners. I'll get that done and I'll show you the next step. I got my plywood on, got my little frame built and all screwed together here. Just use a few on each end, and like I say, I'm gonna need to get a brace for this piece right here, but I didn't plan on that, so I don't really have the wood for it right now. But yeah, that's pretty much that. It turned out to be a pretty good space. Look at that laid out there. Turned out to be a pretty good size. I think it'll work out good. So next I'm gonna get these cut. I think I decided I want it to be about 3 foot off the ground. That way, I can kind of sit down and maybe mess with it, but also stand. It'll be kind of in the middle, but I didn't want it to be too tall. But yep, I'm gonna get the legs cut and then I'll show you how it is when it's a table, basically. Alrighty, well, here we go. Got the table part done. Pretty good size, but I think it's a perfect height. Like I said, I did it 3 foot off the ground, but really it's 3 foot to like the bottom of the plywood because this comes up behind there. For now, I just got one screw in it. I'm gonna box it in on the back side with the 2x4 to help support it a little bit, and I think I'm gonna run one big bolt through it, so that way that it can be removable and I can transport it a little bit and just slap them in there. But for now, it'll be good how it is. Little by little. Alright, well, here's where I'm at with it. Got my legs on. I went and put my cedar sides on it, so I have some walls so I can build up, some dirt or whatever I want to build up in here. And then I caulked it in case I wanted to, put some water anywhere, but also just to keep sand from maybe falling out to the floor. Who knows? Really not necessary, but I did it anyways. And then went and found a stick out in the yard and cut it up. So I got some rope, so I'm working on now, kind of stringing together a rope bridge. Once I do that, and I think I'm gonna put it over here, kind of maybe that way. I'm not sure, but I still got to brainstorm on how I want to build it out, and then I'll start working on that tomorrow. Alrighty, so I'm not sure where I left off, but got my little rope bridge done here. I think it's gonna be just good enough. Good starter. Got a little spring to it. I think it'll be cool. You can see here, I just drilled a hole through all my sticks. I tied it, basically a double knot. Tied a knot here, and then I give it a little space and tied another knot. And I slid my next piece of wood on and repeated. So, and then over here, I just got it tied for now. I think that'll be good. I might leave this open and build around here So that way I can get up to this and retie or maybe change it up. We'll see. But then I just built me a little 1x2 frame here. And get some light here. There we go. I just built me a little 1x2 frame. Got that screwed up there together. I ran 2 screws up from underneath, and then I got a couple going in the side here on both. So it seems pretty sturdy. I thought about running a cross brace from here to here, you know, but I don't even think it needs it. Over time, maybe it'll settle and it'll get a little more difficult, and that'll be cool. But that's it for now. So for now, next I'm going to just start putting some cardboard on and kind of shape some mountain here on both sides. I think I'm going to do kind of a steep one over there, and then over here I'm going to do a little bit farther out. Maybe do like a crossover in between to kind of get to a valley. I'd like to do maybe a tunnel or maybe a water feature or like a little rock or river pit or something. I'm not sure. Still got some more ideas, but that was my first start. I knew I wanted a bridge, but I'll show you the next step once I get there. Alright, well, I figured I'd give a quick update before I start plastering. I got this plaster. You just put it in water and soak it up a little bit, and then once you put it on, and it dries hard. So got all my trash up here. See, I got somewhat of a nice little mountain going here. Once I plaster it in, I'll be able to fine tune it some all the way up to my bridge to go across, and then I'll work on the other side. But yeah, just used whatever I had laying around. I got some bottles. I'm just gonna cover it all with plaster anyways, and then start coloring it in. It's a good start. Well, I got my first round of plaster on there. Got my fan going over here in the background, so drying it off, trying to harden it a little faster so I can start doing more. But I'm gonna catch a little bit of the edges over here just to cover some of this cardboard up, and definitely need to go over it another layer to make it a little harder. At least I think I will. It's actually hardened up pretty good, so I might be alright with just the one layer. But I'm gonna go over a few spots. Stuff's pretty cool. It just comes in a roll. It is a little messy, but you just dip it in water and lay it out. I've been cutting it in strips, or cutting it in like sections, and then lay it on as I go. Turning out pretty good. Well, I got my first little piece somewhat done, and it's dry already, so I just wanted to try it out, see if it's even anywhere close here. I am driving with one hand here. That turned out well.
Well, that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you liked it.